Discord. What's up, Internet? You're tuned into a very special episode of the Nintendo Noise Podcast, and I don't remember the number, and we're going to just keep rolling because we got a tight timeline this morning. We just rewatched the March 2025 Nintendo Direct, the last proper Nintendo Direct of the Nintendo Switch era before we kick off Nintendo Switch 2 in just a week. Crazy time to be alive, my friend.
I can't believe we got this much news. I feel like they could have done this ages ago when I was so bored, but you know what? Whatever. It just loaded up right here.
Yeah, feast or famine, right? So we don't have a ton of time today. It's going to be a tighter episode, so I want to just jump into it. You took notes through the whole time. Let's start running through things in chronological order because there was like a ton of information, and it's not all. It doesn't all deserve equal amounts of conversation, but we'll touch on everything a little bit. Where do we kick things off?
It was Dragon Quest 1 and 2.
Right. Okay.
And I sent you the list on Discord too, so you can see it.
Perfect. Here, I'll pull that up.
Yeah, so HE2D, Dragon Quest 1 and 2. I mean, we knew about these games coming up, so I was glad we got to see it a little bit, see that beautiful art. Always love it in an HD 2D game.
Yeah, that style is just like it's catnip, you know?
Yeah. Then I guess after that there was No Sleep for Kaname Date. I didn't remember too much about this one.
This is the one with the like AI anime girl sidekick, and it's like a detective mystery kind of thing where you're trying to like rescue an influencer that's been like sucked into the internet. It's an extremely insane elevator pitch, but yeah, looks pretty interesting.
Yeah, pretty interesting. Let's see. I guess are there any that pop out to you? The next one that pops out to me is definitely the Patapon 1 and 2.
That's really cool. Yeah, I'm very excited about Patapon. That's coming July 11th, which is just like really tight. We both commented how it's like a title we've both always kind of been interested in, but like never got a chance to play for ourselves. So, yeah, I'm definitely excited for that one. Before that was also there was the Shadow Labyrinth, which is the Pac-Man. Side-scrolling Metroidvania that apparently is based on an episode of the Amazon video game show. It's like a very insane sentence, but it looks like a pretty interesting game.
Yeah, I'm into it. This is just like a context you'd never expect to see Pac-Man in. Just the goofiest little character.
It's just like so like grimdark. Like it's got a very, very bizarre energy to it, but yeah. I'm interested in it. I'm interested to see what it actually ends up being, and if it's like a meaningfully. Is it a meaningful diversion, or is it like just like kind of a silly like offshoot?
I mean, from what I've seen, it looks pretty cool. I'm interested. It seems cool.
So the other one that came in that section was Raido Remastered, which it looks like the original game.
Atlas one, right?
It looks like the original game might have been called Devil Summoner.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know, but yeah, that's like it's an Atlas like action RPG, and it looks like it hasn't. I guess it has never like come back since it was originally released. So I don't know if it's like just like not been available or whatever all this time, but I've never heard of it. Very interesting to me.
It makes me think like Atlas has had like these ideas for just ever, and they've just been doing them over and over again until they perfect them more and more. Like summon devils, summon demons, and then here's your little friend.
Yeah, I mean,
little animal friend, but it works. I mean, I'm into it.
It's crazy too, because like looking back, like they did a lot of licensed games and stuff back in the day, but like literally, like it's like their fucking second game was Digital Devil Story Megami Tensei. It was like the original Megami Tensei title. So it's like, yeah, they've been doing them since friggin' 1987, and to some degree. But yeah, what did I say? It was called Devil Summoner or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoner is the name of the title. So there you go.
Oh, yeah. Well, there we go.
Interesting. Oh yeah, there's like a whole Devil Summoner series. It's all a Shin Megami spin-off. Interesting.
Everything's a Shin Megami spin-off.
I'm very interested in that one. That looks cool, and you know, obviously I love Atlas, so I'm
Yeah,
into
they
that one.
they make awesome stuff. I was excited to see you were excited for Story of
It
Seasons,
looks
the Grand Bazaar.
it looked pretty good, right? I
Yeah,
feel like these games have just like the last several of them I felt like have looked like either like
they kind of did like remake ones for a little
yes,
bit. There
right.
was like there was one new one a while ago. I think it was like Pioneers of Olive Town. Um, I bought it a while back, but I still for some reason haven't played it. But yeah, I mean you mentioned like kind of the complications of like why is this not Harvest Moon? It's kind of like just the name copyright, I think,
There's
is
like a whole like weird
basically
rights issue thing. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. So the Harvest Moon we know today isn't really the people who made Harvest Moon. They're making Story of Seasons now.
right.
So yeah.
And yeah, I just feel like these games I don't know, like ever since Stardew Valley and since they kind of like brought them back, I feel like they felt a little just like uninspired and like maybe part of it is that it's like just been remakes of games that I already remember and played and that like
Hmm.
Stardew Valley like learned from and kind of like did better. It's kind of like
Yeah.
okay, like yeah, like these games like I loved Friends of Mineral Town and stuff like that, but it's like I don't know, like I kind of want something new and fresh and not something that feels
Hmm.
like a lesser version of, you know, of
Yeah,
of
I mean
Stardew.
Stardew Valley stole the show there, and it's been hard for people to like really stand out in that space.
Yeah, and this is the first time in a long time where I was like, "Oh, like this like feels new." Like it doesn't feel like a
Hmm.
retread. It doesn't feel like it's chasing the tail of something that already exists. It's like, okay, like the bizarre thing is interesting, like having like a like more dedicated economy mechanic is interesting, like the
Hmm.
doubling down on the relationships and the marriage and stuff like that. Like, yeah, it looks interesting. I I want to play it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes
Like
sense
if it comes out to any level of fanfare, I could see myself taking the plunge.
for sure.
So weirdly, then next we got Metroid Prime 4, which felt like it was just such an odd place for it. It's like not at the front, not even in the middle. It was like the
Kind
like
of early on, like first third,
yeah,
first act.
and like and a weird amount of it too. It's like it's was a decent chunk of combat, right? And like
Hmm.
showing how the like
New set of powers work.
yeah, like Samus has these psychic powers that are like part of the Metroidvania of it all, right? And it's like you're using them to like solve puzzles, but then also they influence combat a little bit and stuff like that, and like all
Hmm.
all
Yeah,
interesting pieces of information. But like it felt like a slice of a longer deep dive, if that makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah. I do wonder if the game's gonna get like its own dedicated direct at some
You
point.
would think, right?
Because it felt like, I mean, that's what we knew was coming in this, and it's just like such a short little section stuck in like the end of the first portion of it. So yeah, and then still no release date too. Like still just like 2025. It's up in the ether. Who knows when that is?
Yeah, it's odd to me. It's odd that we don't have a release date yet and that it's just like, yeah, it's coming in 2025. It's like it's 2025 right now. You're
I
revealing the
know.
next console in a week. Like, when is a better time to tell me when this thing comes out?
Yeah, we're like a quarter of the way through 2025.
Do you think
So
there's any universe that this doesn't come out in 2025? Like, do you think it might still slip?
I mean, maybe. Like, I don't know. Maybe they're saving it for like some Switch 2 type of reveal thing, but
Yeah.
I mean,
I,
we've
gue-
seen
I,
it happen.
I guess there's the chance that they are going to talk about it at the Switch 2 event in the context of like in the same way that we had that like slowed down period to explain how like digital copies
Yeah,
are
yeah.
going to work and it's like, oh, the digital cart system and like that's going to like work with Switch 2. Like maybe it's a thing where like they use that game as the example to explain how cross-generation games will be more performant on Switch 2, right? Like it
Yeah,
could be
for
something
sure.
like that where it's like, oh, and like one of the big games you'll be playing on Switch 2 is Metroid Prime 4 coming out on this date. Like maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. Should we talk about the digital games real quick
Yeah,
since
yeah, yeah.
we're
We
on it?
can
Yeah.
we can divert and talk about that. I thought that was very interesting. Like, I think it very much speaks to what you and I were talking about this direct being of just like a let's clear the mechanism, like let's catch up on just anything that there is to talk about. To just be like,
Yeah.
let's spend a not inconsiderable amount of time to slow down and just explain how we're making a change to the way that digital copies work in our libraries is like interesting.
Yeah, yeah. So the info they gave us is basically like they gave us an image of like a game card, right? They're just showing like here's all the game cards, the physical ones, and then it's like here's a digital game card. So a virtual game card is what they called it. And then basically, they're trying to tell you it's the same thing except you can lend it digitally. And they did explain, I think the first time you lend between a console, it has to be in person. Um, I don't know if the family group overrides that at all. But I think they highlighted that for a reason. Like you have to be like in physical presence the first time you lend. And then after that, you're good to go. You can just lend them whenever.
Yeah, the family of it all is interesting to me because it showed another option where you could go lend to a family member and then just like pick someone from that
Hmm.
list. So maybe it's like a little more simple with somebody using your family plan, which would be nice. That
Yeah,
would certainly be helpful for people like us. Um,
yeah, yeah. I
we
have
all gotta we all gotta
two.
jump on a family plan.
I have two family plans,
Of course you
and
do.
one of them is definitely the one that's going to benefit a lot more from me because I buy all my games on one of the family plans. And so yeah, and then the other thing that they kind of mentioned is like it lends out for 2 weeks and then
Yeah, and then
returns
it
to you.
returns, which is
I think
weird.
in some sense, I'm like, oh, this is for all those people who like lend out their games and then just like never get them back from
Yeah.
friends. But at the same time, I'm like, you should be able to specify like how long you
Right.
want to lend it.
It's like a nice idea, but I wish it was just like you could just press a button and unlend it, and like that would be better because then it's like, oh, if I realize that you still have it and I want it, I can take it back, and it's not like oh, they like one of the examples they showed was like, oh, in the family plan, it's like, oh, you're giving it to this like seemingly like a kid on like a handheld like a Switch Lite, right? And it's
Yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
so you're telling me if my kid's playing Tears of the Kingdom every 2 weeks, I gotta, Dad, can you reshare the game? It's like, okay, it's like it's just seems
All
like
right, let's
extra,
go through this
you
again.
know, like that just
Yeah.
seems inconvenient. But overall, it seems like a good idea and a good system.
Hmm.
But yeah, that element of it seems a little
Yeah. And if they
strange.
can do this, they should bring back like gifting games to people too.
Yeah.
Like, because they had that on 3DS, Wii U era,
Mm-hmm.
where you could just like buy a game for somebody else and send it their way. So, um, that'd be cool. But yeah, I'm interested to see how it works. They did mention the Switch 2 in this, even though they were like, there's going to be no Switch 2
I know
news,
they said it.
And they said Switch 2, those
It's like
words.
the second. It's like the second or third time they've officially acknowledged it. It's like they put the patch on the baseball team. It's happening, guys.
I know, for reals.
All right, so
Um,
getting back into the games, Disney Villain Cursed Cafe was one that shadow dropped today. It's like coffee talk, but with Disney villains. It's
Love it.
very weird. They're all in
These
like
concepts are
casual
great.
clothing.
I just love seeing a character out of context. It's great.
It's funny.
It's like seeing, it's always those feelings of like seeing your teacher outside of school, and you're just like,
It's like,
why are
ugh.
you normal? But this is weird.
Next up was we got to look at Witchbrook, which is really sick. I've been waiting to see that for forever.
They have said nothing about this game for, I want to say, like 2 years or something. Like it's been a long time since they've said a single thing. And their Chucklefish's attitude toward the game has always been like, "This is a game we're working on the side.
Right.
We don't know when it's going to be done, so
Done when it's
don't wait for
done.
it."
Oh, I'm so
So
excited. I
yeah,
really. They said holiday 2025. I hope it doesn't get delayed. Like I really want this one to come out.
I know.
It looks
We
so
really need
good.
it. Yes. And for anybody, it's like, Stardew but witches.
Yeah, it's like you're at like witch school, but also in a town. It's like the
It looks great.
flying around on the broom and everything. I was like, oh man, this looks so fun. Like really cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I mean that one shot up on the top of my list of like, oh, games coming this year. Like, let's go.
Yeah, that's gonna be a day one for me.
Same. So then there was the Eternal Life of Goldman. I thought this looked really sick. This was that
Yeah.
platformer that's like all hand drawn. You play this like little hunched over old man, and he's got the like
The
Scrooge McDuck,
cane.
DuckTales
Yeah.
like Shovel Knight like downward like bouncing off the cane thing.
Hmm.
Yeah, this looks awesome. I love a stylish platformer like this.
Yeah. Let's see. Gradius Origins was next. Just another little collection, classic arcade stuff.
No complaints there, right? These
Yeah.
are always like cool to see. It's nice to see these games get their due
Hmm.
in like a loving, presentation.
Yeah. Rift of the Necro Dancer was one I've been waiting for, just because like I've been eating up like rhythm games lately, for my own personal project that I want to work on. But yeah, so I've been waiting for this one. I'm always interested to see like how people handle like kind of rhythm game combat. So yeah, I'm excited to check that out.
I said it on the stream and I'll say it again. The fact that they didn't call this riff of the
I know.
Necrodancer is a fucking crime against marketing. Like Jesus Christ, it's a Guitar Hero
It's
style
one
game. She's
it's
holding a
one
guitar.
letter.
It would be so good. Come
It's one letter
on.
away. You're so right.
This is the worst since Nintendo didn't call Splatoon 2 Splatoon, you
With
know?
the two, yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
god
for
damn
sure.
it, like you're just throwing it away.
But they
Uh
did call their CD Splat Tunes.
they did, which was good. That was clever.
Yeah,
So then we got Tamagotchi Plaza, which is like an Animal Crossing style life sim kind of game with Tamagotchi characters. Looks
yeah.
cute.
I'm into these. I
I
love a
love
Tamagotchi.
Tamagotchi.
Yeah. Pokemon, some more news. We know the
Yeah.
ZA stands for now. It's like your whole ranked mode,
Yeah, it's like the entire
battling at
game
night.
is like a battle tower kind of thing, which is
Yeah.
very interesting. It's like you have a rank of Z, you can go all the way up to A, and it basically seems like during the day you go to the wild areas and stuff to catch Pokemon, and then at night you go there to battle and go through the ranks. I think that is a really smart conceit. Like I have my reservations about this game, but it looks really good and promising. I think I
Yeah,
like
for sure.
that premise a lot.
Yeah, I'm super into it. I think this made me more excited for it than the first time. And also, like, kind of
Agreed.
seeing that, like, you're not just going to encounter Pokemon in those wild zones. Like, it seems like there's going to be other little missions in the town to see them too.
Yeah.
So I like that.
We also saw a new Pokemon too, right? We saw the
Yeah.
regional Furfro, which is cool because we haven't seen anything fresh yet.
Yeah. Just adding to the amount of Furfro people are trying to get a hold of on the Pokemon Home app. That's the, like, most traded Pokemon, basically.
Makes sense. Got all the different versions.
Yeah.
It's cool. Rhythm Heaven? Groove?
Yes.
What? Like Rhythm Heaven's back? Crazy?
We've Rhythm Heaven fans unite. We have been waiting. And just like watching it, it was interesting because I was like, I haven't seen these little characters, but this is very Rhythm Heaven. Like it's a Rhythm Heaven game. And then it turned out to be, and I was like, great, love it. 10 out of 10. Need it now. So yeah, I'm always I just watched a Rhythm Heaven speed run the other day, and I was like, I get when you're going for like the perfects in those games, it's so like, and nothing makes me clammier. Like my palms get sweaty, and I'm just like, I need to get this perfect. It's so hard to stay on the beat.
Yeah, that looked really good. I thought that was a good showing. I'm not usually the biggest rhythm guy, but like a lot of personality and like it
Mhm.
definitely appealed to me for
I
sure.
think you'd love it. I think you'd really love it.
Maybe I'll give it a shot. Maybe this is the one.
Yeah.
Uh,
So I don't have too much time left.
Yeah, we'll
Anything?
run through these last couple real quick because there was like the sizzle reel of like a bunch of established indie games coming, right? Like we
Yeah.
don't need to talk about any of those. Saga Frontier 2 HD got another look. That's another 2D HD one. Looked really good.
Mhm.
Monument Valley 1 and 2 are coming on April 15th, and then they teased 3 will be coming later this year. That's another
Mhm.
really nice collection to have on Switch. Um, Last couple here that I thought were interesting is like everybody's golf Hot Shots is
Yeah.
like that's a PlayStation franchise, isn't it?
It
Weird.
is. Like, I've only ever seen it on PlayStation, so I'm excited to get it somewhere else. It sounds cool. Um,
Nice to have another golf option for us over on
yeah, I've
Nintendo,
always loved golf games too, and I've always loved like everybody's golf as well. So I'm excited to play this.
for sure. Then there was the Marvel Cosmic Invasion. That looked really
Awesome.
great. Like
Yeah.
.mu has been publishing a lot of these like really nice beat 'em ups. They had the Shredder's Revenge, the TMNT one that was really good. They just did that Power Rangers one, and this is
Yeah.
like kind of combining like the vibe of the old Avengers beat 'em up game, the old X-Men game, all these like
hmm
classic '90s costumes and everything. I think this looks really fun.
Yeah, I was super into it. I love the beat 'em ups that they've been putting out, and just yeah, they get me with those classic '90s costumes too. They're so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, it's like as like a an old school Marvel guy. Like I'm like, yeah, this is the one I'll definitely roll credits on.
Yeah.
And then for you, Tomodachi
Yes,
Life,
I
living the
know.
dream. What?
Literally incredible, incredible. Just like everything is so wacky about those games, and just like what they showed truly highlights like just the weirdness that
And
happens.
like they gave them these weird like vocoder voices. It's like it's
Mhm.
utterly bizarre. It's utterly bizarre.
Yeah, yeah. I love games like this, just like the complete random, kind of slightly creepy, totally weird. Love it.
Yeah,
Um,
I I, I literally would have bet money that this would never come back. Here you go. There we go,
there you
folks. We
go.
got it. You did it.
A third one. A third one.
A third one, no less. Insane.
Yes.
Truly an insane time to be alive. And then the last one to talk about is like not too much of a story yet, but Nintendo today is this new app that they are going to be dropping. They had Miyamoto come out to talk about like Nintendo Directs and how, they've become like this kind of event and it really changed the way that people disseminate information and everything. And that they think that this app is the next step of that, right? That
I
like,
just figured it out. I just figured it's their new Twitter.
yeah, basically.
I think it's their new Twitter
Yeah.
because there's just been so many changes on that platform, like outside of like all of the political stuff and everything. Just like the app doesn't work as well as
Yep.
it used to, since it
And people
changed
aren't
ownership.
there as much as they used to be.
Yeah, yeah, people are actively looking for another place to be in, and I think instead of like letting another company control the way you distribute your news, like Nintendo already like they came up with directs. That's a huge
Yeah.
way that they've like changed the news landscape for gaming, right? And so for them to like just be like, all right, we got our own app. This is where you're gonna get like all of those things that you used to get on Twitter. This is where you find it. So I'm sure they'll still like put stuff out there because it's like a huge platform for
Yeah.
them, and there's still like a lot of people who've like follow that specifically. But like now they're like, okay, we have our own platform. It doesn't have to disappear out with forces outside of our control. Like now you have this home where you can find Nintendo news. So I think it's good.
Yeah, and I think there's also like the angle of it too that like similar to the app, I think this is a way to kind of have like a curated like, Reddit social media style experience that's kid friendly,
Yeah,
that's
Miiverse is
curated.
back, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm of like two minds with it. I think on the one hand, like it seems a little bit like it seems a little bit maybe like the Nintendo app of like the chat where it's like, oh, like this is maybe like over engineered. Like this is the kind of thing I could see them rolling the dice on and then not really committing to. And it's like they showed off that there would be like Pikmin comics. And it's like, is there going to be a steady stream of like interesting things to go and check out every day? Or is it going to be one of those
Yeah,
things where like it becomes you open it to see if they announce a Nintendo Direct and then they didn't and you close it, right? And it's
yeah.
that's I think the question I have is like how are you going to make this essential in the way that Nintendo Directs are, right? And I think that's an interesting question for them to answer. If anyone can, it's them. But
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm there with you because like it could get cluttered pretty quickly and just be full of stuff that we don't really care about. Like, do you ever click on your news section on your Switch? Like,
No, right.
it's it could run the risk of turning into that, where it's just like a bunch of stuff, but like why?
Right. And it's like they showed that Pikmin comic as like one of the things, and I'm like, I love web comics. I love the
Yeah.
idea of a Pikmin comic, but it's like, is this going to be a thing where there's like one Pikmin comic that they put up one time and then that's all that there is, and I read it once, and then it's like every time I go, it's these are the same, that's the same list of like extras, and it's like one thing that they, it's like it's going to have to be a thing where there's like constantly stuff for you to engage with, or it's going to feel like, what's the point?
Yeah, and I don't know. They got to like run some sort of middle ground too, where it's like interesting enough, but it also doesn't like take away from the directs because I think like that's where the big news. At least I feel like that's still where they're gonna want all of their biggest news to
Yeah.
live. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And I guess to your point, maybe that's where this fills the gap between that and like social media posts and like kind of like
Hmm.
smaller stuff that you would see them like make a tweet about rather than save for a direct. And like this, that could be the
Yeah.
kind of stuff that fills those gaps. But
Yeah, and we've gotten like Twitter directs before, where they're
yeah,
just like, let's randomly drop just like a bunch of big info on things. And so I could see it being that replacement for
that
sure.
becomes like a big thing anytime there's like a new Pokemon game, right? And it's like every other
Yeah,
day there's like a new thing, right? And it's like, with a new console and everything, it's like there will be a lot to talk about. So we'll see. It's an interesting experiment at the very least.
yeah, yeah.
All right, folks. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this, maybe the shortest episode of Nintendo Noise of
I
all time.
know.
It's a brisk one. But, Chewy, thank you for making the time before your workday started so we could get this done.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Our pleasure. So, folks, let us know what you thought about today's Direct. I would say, if we're throwing a letter grade on it, like, solid B minus C, right? Like it was not anything like crazy, but it was a necessary direct, right? It cleared the
Yeah.
mechanism for a lot of stuff. Now we're ready for the really hype one next week. I don't mind a
Hmm.
1-2 punch,
Yeah. I'd raise it up to a B just for my Rhythm Heaven and Tomodachi Life for me.
You know what? Yeah, you're right. Those are pretty cool. Those are cool announcements. So yeah, maybe I'll lock in on that B minus. But yeah, all right, folks. So let us know what you thought about it. Let us know your favorite announcement in the comments down below. Write in with what you're looking forward to for next week's Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. It's time, baby! Next time we talk, it's going to be about Nintendo Switch 2, everybody! Let's go!
Can't believe it. Amazing.
Can't believe it. What a time to be alive. All right, folks. Well, get us in the comments down below. Flipscreen.games, that's the website where you can find our sister shows. You can find all the ways you can write in, however you choose to get involved. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for showing your support. We love you. We'll see you next week.
Bye.